Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over and showing you how to install the Curt T-connector trailer wiring harness here on our 2022 Honda Odyssey. So here's what our trailer wiring harness looks like installed. As you can see here, the trailer connector is actually going to be draped out our rear hatch so we can easily plug in our trailer like so. And then when we're not using it, we can actually easily just store this back inside in the vehicle. Now that's actually ideal for those of you who are not towing every day, because it's going to make sure that we keep the trailer connector nice and protected. We don't have to worry about any water getting in there, corroding our circuits and causing any lighting issues. So when we're not using it, we can just coil it up here and just store it in one of our spare storage compartments, just like so. So when we're ready to use it, we can just simply remove it from our spare storage compartment here. We're just going to take it and drape it out the hatch. We don't have to worry about it pinching any of the wires here. It's not a super tight connection. We have this little rubber weather stripping here, so it's going to make sure we don't cause any damage to our harness. So once we have it draped out the rear of the vehicle here, we can just close our hatch. We don't have to worry about any damage to the harness there. That weather stripping around the hatch and the bumper is going to protect those wires, so we're not going to cut into any of them. So a trailer wiring harness is going to be one of the required components we're going to need to tow a trailer. Now, what the wiring harness does is it's going to transmit these signals from the vehicle to the trailer so we can let other motorists out on the road know what we're doing and arrive to our destination safe and sound. A lot of the times, the trailer is actually going to block the taillights on our vehicle, hence the need why we need to transmit those signals from the vehicle to the trailer. Now, this particular harness here, it comes with a 4-pole flat trailer connector. That's going to be the most common one used on most of these smaller to medium-sized trailers. Chances are most of the trailers that you're going to be allowed to pull with your Odyssey here are going to come with that 4-way, so this is more than likely what you need. It is, however, a good idea to go ahead and check this beforehand. The other type of common connector is a 7-way, and we do offer adapters if that's what you have, but I wouldn't worry too much. More than likely you're just going to be using the standard 4-way. So this particular harness here actually plugs into a factory tow package port on our vehicle. This tow package port is going to come standard equipment on all Odysseys, so you don't have to worry about calling the dealer and making sure you have this. All the Odysseys are going to come with that factory tow package port we can plug this into. Now this does a couple different things. Not only does it make for a super easy install, it's actually going to ensure that we don't have to worry about any issues with the lights on our trailer carrying over and affecting our lights on our vehicle. And the reason why is the taillight circuits here for the trailer wiring are going to be on their separate circuits. So they're not going to be tied in with the vehicle's taillights at all. Everything is a separate fuse protected circuit. So in regards to the install itself, it's going to be very simple. Definitely something I encourage you guys to try at home by yourselves. We really don't need any tools at all, some way to attach the ground. But aside from that, we can walk you through this entire process step by step now to give you the confidence to do it yourself at home. So the first step of our installation, we need to open the hatch of our vehicle here. Come inside. On the driver's side here, we're going to have a little removable panel. Just stick one of our fingers in the bottom of that little cutout there. We can easily just pop this off. Now behind this panel, we're going to be looking for the tow package plug, which is going to match the blue one here that comes with the wiring harness. So now directly behind this wiring harness here, we should see that same blue plug that's going to match the one on our harness here, just like that. And there's actually some tape holding it to this harness, so if you want to go ahead and cut that, you can give yourselves a little bit more of a lead to work with. But now we're just going to simply take the connector on our wiring harness here and plug it into the tow package port here on our vehicle. So it only goes in one way. You should hear it click when it's locked into place. Now next thing we're going to be doing is securing our ground. We have a couple different options for this. You could take a self-tapping screw and drill it into this metal bracket here, or you can pick up an M6 bolt here. At most local hardware stores, it's an M6 by 1 inch. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be securing it to a factory weld nut here located on this little black, or not this black, but rather this metal panel here that attaches our fuse box. So it's kind of hard to see, it's tucked back there, but we do have a weld nut there that we could easily attach the ground to using our M6 bolt. So as you can see here, we have our ground attached securely. We don't have any movement in the wire here, which is what we're looking for. Next, we're going to take our double-sided tape here and attach it to the back of our converter box. Just like so. We're going to press it on there so it's nice and sticky. We're going to peel the other side off, and now we're going to mount this to a flat surface here. There's actually a nice metal bracket to use sort of tucked back in this corner out of the way. So that's what we're going to use as well. Now we're going to take our red 10 amp fuse and put it into our red fuse holder here in line on our harness. We're going to close that, cover the lid here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this extra wiring, I'm going to sneak it down underneath the fuse box there in that open space to get it out of our way, just like so. And then next we have our 4-pole harness here. Now what I'm going to be doing with this is going to be pretty much draped over the rear hatch when we're using it. So I'm going to pull out in this panel here, and I'm just going to sneak it underneath between the carpet. So we're going to need to pull back on this a little bit, and we should create an opening at the bottom to sneak our trailer connector through. Just like so. Now I'll go ahead and pull the rest of our slack through. Now we'll go ahead and just set our harness here, just stick it in this little storage compartment here when we're ready to use it. But the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be inserting our fuses here. So here's our fuse panel. The fuses are going to come in our kit, the ones we need to use. The first one is a pink 30 amp fuse. And if we look on the back of the cover here that we removed earlier, you're going to see your fuse diagram. So this pink one here is going to install in the number 12 slot, which is going to be right there. And then our two 7.5 amp, now these are orange or brown, whatever you want to call it, these are going to install into the number 10 and number 11 positions, which are located down here. But once we have all those in, we're ready to test it out. We're going to be using a little 4-pole plug-in tester. We do sell these here at eTrailer. You can use your trailer as well if you have that nearby. However, just note that if there's any issues here, you're not going to be able to choose between the vehicle and trailer. It's not really a good way to sort of separate those issues out. So it could lead for a little bit more troubleshooting down the line. But now we can just go ahead, test everything out, step on our brakes here. See, we have those, our left turn, our right turn, and then our running lights. So there we go. Now we know everything's working correctly. And that's going to do it today for our look and installation of the Curt T-connector trailer wiring harness here on our 2022 Honda Odyssey.